Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. I am stoked. I found this commercial that I absolutely love from the 80s, I'm pretty sure. And it's the tale of a Coke commercial of a guy auditioning, going to an audition to be the lead guitarist of a band. And it is fantastic. It's got all the things in there that made me believe what I believed before I started playing guitar about what it would be like to be a musician and being in a band and stuff. Let us go ahead and watch it first, and we'll go from there. So here we go.
I hear you looking. We're thinking about it.
Dick.
Hey, you gonna drink or play?
I love that guy. Oh, I guess it's hot there because clearly the girl is wiping her forehead off with the Coke bottle. I'm just trying to pause a bit so I don't get a copyright strike here too. So let's get back to it. Oh yeah.
You're in. I'll think about it.
Okay, that was like I said, I love this kind of stuff. Whether it's TV, movies, commercials, all this kind of stuff. When there's anything to do with a band or an audition, there's other stuff I'm going to be covering here too. But I mean, everything from like Back to the Future, like that whole scene where he's auditioning to be in the band to play the dance. I love stuff like that. And when I look back, that's stuff like that that made me really want to start playing guitar. I just thought it would be so cool, and movies made it look cool. It is cool, just not quite what I expected. Which we'll get into right now. Let's start over here. Let's pause right there. Okay, you can see that. I guess this band has a gig at this bar. Either that or they just like own the place. I don't mean like own it like they pay rent, but they just kind of decided this is their spot and they've inhabited or invaded, whatever you want to call it. So looking around, having already just seen the commercial, you get the impression that it's pretty hot. You see that fan slowly turning, not really doing much of anything. And if you look around too, you see that these guys are pretty close to the restaurant bar area. I mean, okay, clearly they haven't opened yet. There's chairs on top of tables. But, I mean, look how close they are to the restaurant bar. That is not what you do. I mean, I played tons of gigs, and we never did that, like invaded near the restaurant area. I mean, you go to the stage and you set up your stuff, and you get out of people's way. So the etiquette here is unacceptable. All right, let's play. And that is what I always thought always. Before being in bands and stuff, I always had this idea that, you know, at practices, at auditions, there's going to be pretty girls there just waiting to meet you or just hanging out there because, you know, you must be cool if you're in the band. That is certainly not my experience of what it's been like. Maybe some of you out there have had that, but certainly not me. If you have and you're like a Chad dude, yeah, let me know what it's like. Please leave comments on that. Tell me all about your Christmas Story Ralph experiences, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, there's a pretty girl. Okay, he's walking in. And, okay, let's get back a second here. There is the guy who's Captain Dickhead, who we're going to see in a second. There's a blonde girl. Okay, let's see. This guy, by the way, looks like... I'm pretty sure he looks like Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 1 on the PlayStation 1 way back in the day. I guess like the actor who played him. There's a little scene where they show a human, like an actual human, not a cartoon video game thing. That guy sure looks like him. I don't know.
I hear you
Might be
looking.
crazy that is him. I don't know. I hear you looking. That's how the conversation starts. And look at this dude. That guy is Captain Dickhead. Okay, he's got the whole Matt Dillon thing. Is that the guy from The Outsiders? and what Singles and the Something About Mary movie. He looks like River Phoenix, I guess, too, a bit. He has that look to him, and kind of like Leonardo. This guy looks like he would be. He's the guy who sits there like this and has his arms folded and like is all judgmental. And from my experiences, it is not like that when you go to audition. There was like one time there was this heavy metal. Oh my god! Actually, there is another. I just thought of another audition where there is that I did meet that guy. I know this dude. It's a little different, but I'll get to that. I'll tell it at the end. So, all right.
Thinking about it.
We're looking. Oh, okay. So the cook shows up, and he's gonna. All right, I get it. So it's like spinach to Popeye. That's what's gonna happen. That fuels his guitar playing, I guess.
You gonna drink or play?
Again. That guy, by the way, he's the bad guy in the movie who you're up against, and he's clearly, if this was a movie, he's the nice guy who shows up and gets the girl, just like real life, right? Okay, let's see. I'm not much. Okay, I thought the guy had a Back to the Future diner or whatever that place was, looking kind of hat. He looks like he'd work in an ice cream parlor or something. I've never been good at slide at all, but yeah, I'm sure there's people out there who can play it with a bottle. I'm not so sure this is all real, but I like to know who's actually playing the guitar here, by the way. Oh, pretty girl turns around again, of course. All this led to my whole idea that this is what it's going to be like in a band. Oh, and there we are again. It's hot. So there's another pretty girl there wiping the Coke bottle on her head. And now he starts cooking. Oh, that guy likes it. Oh, I think he kind of pissed off the River Phoenix bad boy, Chad. Let's just call him Chad. Chad looks a little pissed off right now because I guess he kind of likes being better than someone. I don't know. Oh, we got a head nod from one of the girls. Oh, and Chad is now impressed. He says, "You're in." So he's like, yeah, he really is the guy who sits there and he's like, "You're in." So, yeah, you better be glad that I'm impressed. So, oh, he throws his head back like he's Napoleon Dynamite, like drinking real super fast. I love that. Everything about this I love. I'm sure I've already mentioned that many times.
I'll think about it.
All right, so it's the classic case of good versus evil, or nice guy, defeats the bad boy, badass guy. So yeah, he gets to, he got to show him up, and now the tables are turned. The Chad judgmental guy now wants the good guy to be in there. So, yeah, this has everything. Like I said, that's I thought this is what it would be like to be in a band. Back to the Future. Other movies, I can't wait. I'm not even going to say the name of the movie here. A movie that probably almost no one out there has seen. I will mention the guitarist in it. It's Michelangelo Battio. He plays the guitar parts in it. I know that some of you out there will know what this is, and you can go ahead and tell me that it's one of those things. If you know, you know. Leave a comment and put the name of the movie at the bottom and just say, yeah, give me a head nod. You know what I'm talking about. And that movie, there's so many awesome parts. So anyway, yeah, there was an audition I went to once for a salsa band here in Cincinnati with a woman named Legend Vega. Very nice lady. She was not the asshole at all in the band. In fact, nobody in the band was a dick. Everyone there was really cool. And there were some amazing players. I was like probably the weakest member of the band, honestly. And that is really what helped me so much. I never played salsa before. And I got to play with some really, really great players in that. They were like, one guy was like a college professor at Miami Oxford or something. Jaime, I think was his name. But I remember he played trombone. Amazing musicians. So, yeah, I was definitely the guy who didn't know what was going on, and they all taught me a lot of stuff. So, anyway, I showed up at the audition. I was really one of the first people to show up. Legend was already there, and she said hi. I kind of waited in the waiting room, waiting for everyone else to show up. And either he was there before me or very soon after. There was another guitar player. In fact, there were three of us ultimately. Two of us, myself and the other guy who was cool, we both got the gig. But this other guy, who I don't know who he was, He's sitting there in the little room, and I'm just, I'd talk to anybody. I just try to be cool. And he's playing on his guitar, not plugged in yet, but I just tried to make some small talk. I said, "Hey, dude, what kind of stuff do you like to play on guitar?" And he was this guy. He was like, "Yo, man, I play Yngwie J. Malmsteen. I'll see the light tonight." And I was like, "Okay, very cool." Now, obviously, I like Yngwie a lot, but I didn't really feel like, talking to this guy about it. He was picking really hard and playing like a string really fast, tremolo picking and moving around. So it, gives the illusion of shredding, of course. But it was pretty bad. But, he was definitely all talk and no go, or however they put it. I remember Legend was kind of watching the two of us, and she didn't say much. When she told me, I remember another day I was talking to her about it, and yeah, she certainly remembered that guy. Was definitely an asshole. And when we started playing later, when the whole band showed up, myself and the other guitar player who was cool, and we ended up getting the gig, she took two of us. She needed two guitarists, so it worked out pretty well. But we had charts put in front of us and had to do a bit of reading and stuff like that. And that other guy, he said that he had to go and get, I don't know, a different amp or something and come back. He did come back, and when he saw us with charts in front of us and saw us playing, he got scared off. And that's not me, like, saying this so it sounds like a cool story. He totally was that. And, yeah, I really actually just remember that watching that guy totally just triggered that memory. I'm going to ask Legend, I'm pretty sure I have her on Facebook or something, if she remembers about it, and maybe I can ask her to comment on this video in the comments or something, because that was awesome. Anyway, yeah, I will do some more videos on this kind of thing, because this kind of stuff rules. I absolutely love it. So, I hope you enjoyed that, and let me know if you'd seen that commercial before. There's other commercials I've been finding, too, on YouTube that are guitar-related, and I am very excited to be doing some little reactions to those. All right, I hope you enjoyed that, so thank you, and adios. Bye-bye.